So graphene was discovered about 20 years ago. It's had its 20th birthday. And it was discovered, or essentially what it is a very, very thin layer or single layer of carbon. And now to be graphene, those platelets, which are very, very small, sort of platelets in the nanometer scale, they need to be under 10 layers or 10 atoms thick. So they're a very small particle, but they come as a platelet, which is like a gray powder. Now, the graphene itself has these wonderful attributes. It's electrically conductive, thermally conductive. It's 200 times stronger than steel. It's abrasion resistant. It's a natural fire retardant. And so when you use it as an additive and you put that graphene into other materials, you can enhance those properties of the material. So for instance, you can put it into elastomers to make them abrasion resistant. You can put them into polymers to make them stronger, lighter, electrically conductive. You can put it into concrete to basically reduce the CO2 emitting problem with concrete. So the really innovative thing about it is that it impacts or positively impacts and enhances performance over such a broad range of applications. So for First Graphene, we work in a fairly broad range of different sort of scenarios, right from cement and concrete, where we use it to reduce CO2 emissions or just make a more durable concrete, all the way out at the other end of the scale to three-dimensional printed conductive inks, which are used in military applications. And then there's everything in between. That can be composite tanks, it can be footwear, it can be textiles, it can be anti-corrosion coatings. But it's so vast, it often comes as a bit of a distraction. When you have clients coming in and trying to solve problems in areas that you're personally interested in it, you suddenly get very focused in that. But the overall bandwidth or potential is so vast, you need to maintain some really close focus on which ones are the most impactful for you. Now, obviously, graphene is created in many different ways, and the form of it or the specification of graphene varies quite dramatically. And we've made it a policy to keep our specifications or product offering as broad as possible, so we really sort of maximize our opportunities in generating revenue from those materials. So First Graphene is different from the majority of graphene producers or graphene research companies. Over the years, we have managed to remove ourselves from academia and the laboratory sort of nuance to graphene and push ourselves into a commercial operation. So we have a facility in Western Australia that has been developed over the last sort of 5 to 10 years that has a capacity of about 100 tonnes of powdered product per year. Now, in the world of graphene, 100 tonnes is a lot. You're talking about a material that goes in as an additive at very low dosing rates. So 100 tonne goes a long way. Now, with us having established that factory or that capacity, we don't have the distraction of constantly trying to balance demand, ability to produce, or the capex associated with building a factory. So we have that in place. So that's sort of the first criteria sort of met. The second one is we generate revenue. We have about 35 clients across 35 unique applications in which we've taken our PureGraph product, we've worked through that development and that trial process with those clients, and they've accepted it and built it into their products. So that in itself for a core graphene producer is quite unique. Our process with our clients is to respect what our clients are doing and to assist them to do that better. So for instance, when we put graphene into shoes or into TPUs within the footwear, our role in that is to make the graphene to select the right size or the correct specification of graphene to optimize the criteria the client wants to, and then how they disperse that and help them bring their product to market. That's our role in it. It's not to develop a shoe. So we help our clients do that, and it means our client base is a very sticky client base, so we get very close to our clients and help them be successful, ultimately growing our own success. So that's probably our key differentiator. Now, in terms of capacity, because we have that capacity, and when we make graphene, we make it in quite large volumes. So our graphene is typically stocked. When somebody wants to order anything from 100 grams to 5 kilos or 50 kilos even, it's generally a stocked product. It's not difficult to make. So we do stock it. And because we make it in larger sizes, our cost base is very competitive. We see some graphene producers still selling their product in the tens of thousands of dollars a kilo. That specification, that type of graphene doesn't really have a commercial use. So that's not what we compete with. We compete at commercial scale.